Yo, what's going on, guys? Today let's solve longest palindromic substring. Um, if you are struggling with this problem, you will see that it's very simple, but there some tricky pattern in this one. So let's see how you can solve it. We have this string here, BABAD, and first of all, a palindrome, it's like mirror. So I have here B is a palindrome, even with one letter. BA is not a palindrome because as mirror, BA is AB, so it's not the same. BA, as you can see, it's a palindrome because if we reverse, it will still the same. So the trick here is to use a technique called span from center or span around center, and I will tell you why. Here B is a palindrome, so we can expand or decrease left and increase right. So it's not a palindrome anymore. So B is our first palindrome, but as you guys can see, we want the longest. So now we are here at A, and left and right will always start from center, that is I. So decrease U and increase U. It's a palindrome, so it will decrease and increase again, and you guys will understand why. So our palindrome now is BA, and we can go further, but we already have our palindrome. But let's move to B, and we can decrease here and increase here. Is a palindrome. Let's see if it can be more longest than this. So decrease and increase, and it's not. So the palindrome now is AB. But that's a tricky part, that if the string is even, like this one, CBB, so now our right, it's not starting from I, it's starting from I plus 1, so CB. CB is not a palindrome, so move I and start from here and left from here. Decrease and expand, it's not a palindrome, and our palindrome is BB. And why this happen? Because if we start at the same position, it won't work. Even if we have a palindrome like we do here. So decrease and expand, as we can see, they are different, but the palindrome is here. So the strategy is to start right at I plus 1. So let's code this, and first of all, we need to make a check if string.length smaller or equal to 1. If it is, just return S. because using this string as a sample, let's imagine that the string is just C. C is a palindrome. So if the length is 1 or empty, just return the string, right? So let's make a simple for here, starting from 0 and going to s.length -1, because let's assume that our pointer right is right here. If we try to make, no, sorry, it's right here because right start always from +1 in even cases. So it's here or I. So right should start from I +1, but we will get a null pointer exception, so that's why it goes to the -1 position. So we have a string here, odd, and it will call the method expand around center, and let's pass string I and I, left and right. Okay, and here we need to create a new string called max string. Okay, and it can be just s.substring 0 and 1, because if we don't find any palindrome like ABA or BAB, we'll just return B. So return max string here, and I can copy these and rename to even, and here +1. So if r.length is greater than my max string dot length, it means that the palindrome that we found is bigger than max string, so max string is equal to odd now. Otherwise, even dot length is bigger than max 3 dot length, just max 3 is equal to even. And the even case, it only works to even strings, because here you will see, I will come back here to explain. So let's create method string expand around center, string s into left and into right. Okay, so while left is greater or equal to 0, and right smaller than s dot length, and s dot char at left is equal to s dot char at right. Decrease left and increase right, and we can return s dot substring left +1 and right. Let's run. Cannot find symbol. S dot length. Okay. here. Okay, that's it. It worked. Let's submit. And okay, so as I said, palindrome is an exact mirror. So A here, and in this while check, left is greater than 0, right is smaller than length, and both are equal, so we can decrease left and increase right. It's a palindrome, so left is still greater than 0 and right is smaller than length, and they are equal, so it will decrease and increase here. And it will break here and here, but here first, so this first code breaks the chain, the while. So the substring left plus 1 is why left is pointing to -1 and right is pointing to 3, but we have to remember that substring is exclusive, so we are passing 3, but this substring will take this right here. And that's it. If you have some doubts, you can leave in the comments below. Please subscribe and comment and like, and you guys can ask for more lead codes, give me tips, and that's it. And before I forget, the time complexity is O of n just see, just a minute guys, please. Yeah, okay, so the time complexity is O of n square because we are doing a loop in a loop or on a loop, I don't know. So it's O of n square, and the space complexity is a little bit tricky because we are not creating an array map or new array or what else, but is all of n, I believe, because every time we call expand around center, we create a new string, and we are doing this anytime, so the space complexity is all of n. And that's it, guys.